Hello guys, how are you all? By this today's session, we are going to complete miscellaneous access of the chapter relations and functions. See already what are the topics we have already completed is linear inequalities, sets, and by this today's session we will complete relations and functions also. So these three chapters we have completed. If anyone admitted in newly, so those you need to complete sets and also linear inequalities. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So by the meanwhile, so by this in this weekend exam, you are going to write exam based on relations and functions full topic, right? So if you want to answer the relations and functions all the questions, you should have the basics of sets and also should have basics of linear inequalities. Why? Because in these relations and functions we will have order pairs and set formation, nothing but domain and range. Those are all we need to write in terms of sets, and also some linear inequalities also it will be useful in relations and functions. So before writing that online exam of relations and functions, be thorough the topics of sets and also linear inequalities for the best result. Now, so in this miscellaneous exercise we have the questions we will discuss today, and some of the questions already have done. So those questions already have given assignment before previously. So those are like finding domains and finding range of p by q forms. If we have root, if we have mod x, like mod of x minus 1 roots, and finding domain of x square plus 8x plus 12 divided by x square minus 2x plus 1. So these type of problems, finding domain and ranges, all they are there. All those questions already have given for assignment. So now we will complete remaining questions of miscellaneous access from this chapter. So those are question number 1. The relation defined by f of x equal to c x square, where x is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2, and it is 3x when x is greater than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to 2, and less than or equal to 10. For example, if this is the question, then what they are asking is show that f of x is a function or not. Function or not, you need to find. So function means what? Function means, for example, if you have two sets, first set containing domain values, second set containing range values, nothing but codomain values will be there. When we will consider a function exists between a and b, when we will consider a function exists between a and b, we will call function exists when every element of set A, it may be A, B, C, D, every element of set A should have one and only one image, like this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Every element should have one and only one image, nothing but A is having only one image, B is also having one image 1, but no problem. Why? Because B is having only one, A is also having only one, C is having one, D is having one, and also every element of A is having images. So this type of relations we consider as functions. Now from this question, f of x equal to x square, where x greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2, so function will be x square. So in this limit, guys, from 0 to 2, function is f of x square. From the limit 2 to 10, greater than or equal to 2 to 10, the function is 3x. So let us find whether those are functions or not. See the solution. Given f of x equal to x square when x is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2, 3x when x is greater than or equal to 2x and less than or equal to 10. 2x is nothing but this is 2. Now, see here what are domain values, what are codomain values. Domain values are nothing but x values. So nothing but 0 to 2. For 0 to 2 numbers, the function is what? The function is what? X square. Function is x square. From 2 to 10, again from 2 to 10, So what is function? Function is 3x for suppose. So 0 to 10, 1 also will be there. Na? For 1 means 1 square what? 1. So 1 will map it to 1, right? For 0, 0 square 0. 0 map it to 0. So for 2 square 4. 2 maps to 4. So from 0 to 2, the function will be x square, right? F of x means x square. So 0 to 2, not only 0, 1 and 2. So in between any real number will be there, like 0.5 will be there, 1.5 will be there. So for all those numbers, function will be x square. Next, again from x greater than or equal to 2, again from 2 to 10, the function will be 3x. That means if we take 10, 3 tens nothing but 30. So 10 maps to 30. Next, if we take 9, 9 3 is 27. So 9 maps to 27, like that. For 2, it may be 2 3 is 6. So again 2 maps to 6. If you observe, is it a function? Is it a function? No, clearly no. Why? Because given f of x is not a function. Given f of x is not a function. Because, what is the reason? Because 2 is having nothing but 2 belongs to domain. These are nothing but domain values now. 2 belongs to domain, is having 2 images. So every element of set A should have only one and only one image, but 2 is having 2 images, 4 and 6. Therefore it is not a function. Did you understand? So like this problems also will be there. They will ask for either 2 marks. So pause the video and note it. Now, similar to that, in the question 1 only we have in B bit, that is also the relation defined by g of x is equal to. First question they have given f of x, now given in terms of g of x. G of x is equal to x square when x is greater than or equal to 0 to 3. And another function x square greater than or equal to 3 to 10. For that function is 3x. So this also they ask to show that g of x is a function or not. To show that it is a function or not, we need to show that every element will having one and only unique images. If it is having like that, it is a function. Otherwise, it is not. So we need to show. So we can show easily by using arrow diagram. See here, domain values for what? For 0 to 3. For 0 to 3, which function? Function is x square. Remember. Next, for 3 to 10. Again, from 3 to 10, what is the function? Function is 3x. Remember. Now you find that range values. If it is 0, 0 square 0. If it is 1, 1 square 1. If it is 2, 2 square what? 4. If it is 3, 3 square what? 9. Next, again from 3 to 10. Again from 3 to 10. For 10 it is 30. Next, for 9 it is 27. Like that, so on. For 3, what is 3? 3x. 3 into 3, nothing but 9. Again, the 3 maps to 9 only. If you observe the total domain values, it will have only unique images it will have. Therefore, given g of x equal to x square, where x greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 3, and 3x if x greater than or equal to 3, less than or equal to 10, is a function. Because, so they did not ask for the condition, but better we write, because each and every element in domain having unique images in set B. Unique images means what? 1 images. So every element in set A having domain in having unique images in set B. Therefore, it is a function. First one is not a function. Why? Because 2 is having 2 images. Did you remember that? For that f of x is x square and 3x. At 2 this x square is 4 and at 2 this 3x is 6. That means 2 is having 2 images. So that's why that is not a function. But when it comes to this, each and every element in this domain is having unique images. So it is a function. Pause the video and note it down. Next question, guys. let f is equal to, in a set, order pair x comma x square by 1 plus x square for all x belongs to R. For all x belongs to R, nothing but domain they are given. Domain is x belongs to R. Be a function from R tends to R. They also said that this is a function. So where x belongs to R is a domain, find range of f. Range of f we need to find. So we know that x belongs to R, nothing but domain values we know. So what are domain values? Domain values are all real numbers, nothing but x belongs to R. Now what is the function? Function is x square by 1 plus x square. X square by 1 plus x square. From the domain values, if we substitute in the place of x square by 1 plus x square, so what we will get? Output. What we will get? Output. So that's what we will consider as range. So what may be the range for this function? For example, you see, if x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, so I will consider these are domain values. These are range. Domain means minus infinity to infinity will be there, right? So if we consider x equal to 0, so what is this? Y is equal to 0 square 0 by 1 plus 0 square 0, so which is equal to 1. Nothing but 0 by 1 is nothing but 0. So that means if it is 0, it will maps to 0, right? Next, if x is equal to 1, if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 by 1 plus 1, nothing but 2, which is 0.5. So 1 maps to 0.5. Next, if x equal to 10 you take, x equal to 10 you take, y equal to 10 square how much? 100 plus 1 plus 100 is nothing but 101. So 101 by 100 is nothing but 0 point something, which it won't exceed 1, right? If x equal to 100 you take, x equal to 100 you take, so y equal to 100 square nothing but 10,000 divided by 10,001. So this value is also very less when compared to this, so it will be 0.000 something. So like that, if you go on increasing the value, it will be in between 0 to 1 only. In between 0 to 1 only. Let us check about negative values. Like if you take x equal to minus 1, this is whole square now. Minus 1 whole square is 1 divided by 1 plus minus 1 whole square is also 1. So 1 plus 1 which is equal to 1 by 2. So for minus 1 also we are getting 0.5. Again if you take minus 10 whole square 100 by 1 plus minus 10 whole square 100, 1 by 1 plus 100 is nothing but 100 by 101. So for this also we are getting the same values. So here clearly you can identify whatever the numbers, if you substitute from minus infinity to infinity, let us check whatever the numbers you put, so we will get always in between 0 to 1 only. In between 0 to 1 only. You can substitute any number, but always you will get 0 to 1. So 0 we are getting when x is equal to 0 we are getting. But can we get 1? Yeah, if you substitute either it may be 10 or 100 or minus 10, minus 5, minus 3. Whatever the number you substitute, you won't get 10, you won't get 1. Why? Because this is x square by 1 plus will be there now. So both numerator and denominator won't become that same number. If it becomes same number, that numerator and denominator both will be get cancelled, then you will get 1. But since it is x square divided by 1 plus x square will be there now, we won't get anywhere 1. So therefore range of that function is 0 to 1. So whatever the number you substitute, but always we will get the range values is 0 to 1. Okay, so pause the video and note it down. Next, question number 7 from this miscellaneous exercise, that is, let f from R tends to R and g from R tends to R. So we have two functions, one is in terms of f and another one in terms of g, but both are R from R and R from R, and we defined as those functions can be defined as f of x is equal to x plus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So they are given two functions which are both are real valued functions. So both domain and range are subset of real numbers. So and also we can call this as a real functions also. Why real functions? Both domain and also range both are subset to real numbers. Why? Because these are which functions these are? Which functions these are? These are linear functions. Linear function means which is in the form of mx plus c. So the functions which are in the form of mx plus c we will consider as linear functions. For that linear functions, domain also real numbers, range also will get real numbers. So after giving this f of x and g of x, they asked to find f plus g, f minus g, f into g and f by g. So these four we need to find. So these are basics for the next year. So to find how to find addition of two functions and subtraction of two functions like that. So given f of x equal to x plus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So from this f plus g is nothing but f plus g of x. Why? Because both in terms of x now. So f plus g of x, according to algebra of functions, it will be f of x plus g of x, right? What is f of x? X plus 1 plus g of x. G of x is 2x minus 3. Simply add these two. X plus 2x is 3x. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So that is first one. Next, f minus g of x, which is f of x minus g of x. So what is f of x? X plus 1 minus of 2x minus 3. So which is x minus 2x is minus x. 1 minus of minus 3 is nothing but 4. So that is minus x plus 4. Next third, f into g of x, which is f of x into g of x. So these are by algebra of functions. So which is f of, what is f of x? X plus 1 into 2x minus 3. If you multiply x into x is 2x square, x into minus 3 is minus 3x, 1 into 2x is plus 2x, 1 into minus 3 is minus 3, which is 2x square minus x minus 3, right? Next, fourth one, f by g of x, which is nothing but f of x by g of x. What is f of x? X plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3. But as like these first three functions, like in addition, subtraction and division, in multiplication we have left those functions like this. But when it comes to f of x by g of x, nothing but p by q functions, we need to write that condition where x is not equal to 3 by 2. X is not equal to 3 by 2. Why? Denominator we need to equate to 0. 2x minus 3 equal to 0. 2x equal to 3. So x equal to 3 by 2. So x value we got 3 by 2. That nothing but if x equal to 3 by 2, it will become 0. It will become undefined. So except at x not equal to 3 by 2, the function will satisfy. Pause the video and note it down. This is very interesting question, guys, and very useful one too. So already these type of problems already I have done, and I already explained this type of relation, which is, did you remember or not? Which are reflexive relation and symmetric relation and transitive relation and equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. So when we will consider reflexive means in that set all should be there, then it is reflexive. Symmetric means if 1 comma 2 means opposite 2 comma 1 also should be there. Next, transitive. Transitive means if 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3 is there means 1 comma 3 must and should have. So then we will consider as transitive. Otherwise, if 1 comma 2 is there, 2 continuation not there. 2 continuation, this order pair, this type nothing but from starting 2. If you don't have any order pair with 2, then also it is transitive like that. So if it satisfies that condition, it is transitive. When we will call equivalence, when it is reflexive, when it is symmetric, when it is transitive, we will consider that as equivalence relation. So that will be very useful in third year, in second year. Nothing but it is for 3 marks. Now when it comes to in first PC, so they won't ask that is which type of relation, but they will ask based on that. But they won't discuss it in this year as which type of relations. Now first of all, let R be a relation from n to n defined by capital R equal to order pair A comma B such that A comma B belongs to n. Both A comma B belongs to n, nothing but natural numbers, and condition is A should be equal to B square. See guys, both A comma B belongs to natural numbers, nothing but first set and second set both are belongs to natural numbers. And what is the relation here is A equal to B square. What is the relation? A equal to B square. For example, if I consider 0, so this is 0. If I consider 1, it is 1. If I consider 4, it is 2. Why 2? Why? Because if it is A, if A equal to 4, it should be equal to B square now. It should be equal to B square, nothing but 2 square. So like that the relation will be there. See. Now if it is 9, it should be mapped to 3. If it is 16, it should be mapped to 4. And again, if it is minus 16, did you have measures? No. Why? Because sorry, it is natural numbers now. It should start from only. It should start from 1. Sorry. Okay. It should start from 1. So go on. We need to write like that. Now based on that, if A comma A belongs to R, for all A belongs to n, if it satisfies or not, we need to consider. See, let 2 comma 2 belongs to R, belongs to n, right? For example, let 2 comma 2 belongs to R, nothing but in this relation 2 comma 2 belongs to R, for all A belongs to n, nothing but both should be belongs to n. Is this relation will satisfy? No. Why? Because 2 is not equal to 2 square. What they given is A comma B belongs to R, nothing but A should be equal to B square. If we take same elements, it should satisfy that condition. If we take 2 comma 2, where 2 comma 2 both are belongs to natural numbers only, where 2 belongs to natural number, is 2 is equal to 2 square? No. So therefore A comma A belongs to R. A comma A does not belongs to R for all A belongs to n, where A equal to B square. So nothing but this is not satisfying. First condition is not satisfying. Why? Because for first condition we need to take same elements. If we take, for example, natural number, if we take 4 comma 4 equal to 4 square, no. So first condition won't satisfy. That means it is what? It is not a reflexive condition. Reflexive means 1 1 2 2 3 3 all should be there now. So 1 1 is there, okay, but 2 2 is not there now, so it is not reflexive. So first condition won't satisfy. Next, symmetric. If A comma B belongs to R, implies B comma A belongs to R. See, let 4 comma 2 belongs to R. 4 comma 2 belongs to R. See, 4 comma 2 belongs to R or not? Nothing but if we take 4 comma 2, 4 equal to 2 square, it will satisfy. So 4 comma 2 belongs to R, implies 2 comma 4 does not belongs to R. See carefully. 4 comma 2 belongs to R. Why? Because 4 equal to 2 square. But 2 comma 4 does not belongs to R. Why? Because 2 is not equal to 4 square. 2 is not equal to 4 square according to that condition. So 4 comma 2 is there, but 2 comma 4 does not belongs to R. So it is not symmetric. Right? So therefore A comma B belongs to R, implies B comma A does not belongs to R according to this. So does not belongs to R. Next, third condition. A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, implies A comma C belongs to R or not, we need to prove. So I will consider let 16 comma 4 belongs to R, comma 4 comma 2 belongs to R. 16 comma 4 belongs to R or not? Yes. 16 equal to 4 square. Next, 4 continuation. 4 4 comma 2, 4 equal to 2 square. So like A comma B comma C belongs to R. Then it should implies A comma C na. So implies what? Implies 16 comma 2. 16 comma 2. But belongs to R or does not belongs to R? It is does not belongs to R. Why? Because 16 comma 4 belongs to R. Why? Because 16 equal to 4 square. 4 comma 2 belongs to R. 4 equal to 2 square. But 16 is not equal to 2 square. So therefore A comma B belongs to R, comma B comma C belongs to R, implies A comma C does not belongs to R. So it is not transitive. So since it is not reflexive, not symmetric, not transitive, it is not equivalence relation. So like these questions will be there. They will give one relation. That relation, first condition will accept or not, second condition will satisfy or not, third condition will satisfy or not, we need to discuss. See, this question is actually very easy, guys. This question is actually very easy. But how to pick that order pairs? How to pick that order pairs? If you remember these three conditions, easily you can do. So for reflexive, we need to take same conditions, A comma A. Next, for symmetric relation, first condition, damn sure you need to take that correct one. First condition you need to take correct one, like 4 comma 2. It will satisfy now. Like that, which will satisfy that condition you need to take. After that, that ulta is there or not, you need to check. So that is about second condition. Next, for third condition, A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R. We are telling A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R. We are telling. That means those two which will satisfy the condition, those two we need to take. After that, this first one and last one is present or not, we need to check. So like that, as it is very easy, but we need to analyze what we need to take and we need to imagine what it will come. Pause the video and note it down. Last question of this miscellaneous exercise and also last question of this chapter, relations and functions. So let us solve these two. Let F be the subset of Z cross Z. Subset of Z cross Z. Z cross Z is nothing but integers to integers. Subsets. Nothing but those order pairs will be Z to Z. Right? Defined by F is equal to order pair A comma B, AB comma A plus B such that AB belongs to Z. So according to this subset of Z cross Z, both A comma B both are belongs to integers. Integers are nothing but minus infinity to infinity, but only integers like minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on like that. Here also like that. Right? So numbers will be there like. Now, is F a function from Z to Z? Justify your answer. See how we can tell through a arrow diagram. Every element of first set is having unique image, means that is a function. So, but what is given? Function that that relation F is AB comma A plus B. AB comma A plus B such that A comma B belongs to Z. So here we need to analyze which type of numbers we need to take to satisfy it as a function. See here you need to more focus which type of numbers we need to take, and that too in a very quick manner. Why? Because we need to go for next solution, right, to solve in an examination. So we should not waste more time by solving this. See now which type of numbers we need to take. See this is AB comma A plus B. See straightly I will tell. For example, if A equal to 1, B equal to 2, A equal to 1 and B equal to 2. So what we will get order pair 1 A into B, nothing but 1 into 2, 2, nothing but A plus B, 1 plus 2, 3, right? So from this we got this. From this we got 2 comma 3, and again if A equal to minus 1, B equal to minus 2, see what is the condition? AB comma A plus B. What is AB? Minus 1 into minus 2 is how much? 2. What is A plus B? Minus 1 comma minus 2 is what? Minus 3. See here itself you can identify very easily. That means first set, what is that? 2. 2 is having image 3 and 2 is having image again minus 3. That means 2 is having 2 images. So can we call this as a function? No, absolutely. Therefore, elements in set A, having multiple images in codomain. Therefore it is not a function. Did you understand? See, not only 1 and 2, you can also take 2 and 3, again minus 2 minus 3, right? Or 1 comma minus 2, here minus 1 comma 2. So like that you need to select some numbers which it won't satisfy that function. But if it satisfy the condition of a function, then if you take any number it will satisfy. So if you have a doubt about that, you need to analyze that question, which one we need to take, like that we need to take. But here you need to remember both A comma B should be belongs to Z, integers only integer numbers only you need to take, right? Next we will go for question number 12. Let capital A is equal to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and let f from A tends to n be defined by f of n is equal to the highest prime factor of n. F of n is the highest prime factor of n. Find the range of f. See, actually generally we will take function as f of x equal to y, right or not, guys? Right? So what we will substitute, those are x values now. So what we will do, substitute those are x values, nothing but what we will get output, that is y. So in middle, nothing but this is a function. So in that function what we will substitute, x values, nothing but f. This is f of x. In that f of x what we will substitute, x values. X values are nothing but domain values now. Now what they given, f of n given capital A is equal to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and also f of n given. What is f of n? The highest prime factor. The highest prime factor of n. See here what is nothing but n. Here instead of here f of x means what are domain values? X values. Here f of n means what are domain values? N values. That n values are nothing but capital A, these values, right? Now what is f of n means highest prime factor of n. If we write f of 9, highest prime factor of 9, what is that? 3. Like if we write f of 10, highest prime factor of 10 is 5. Are you understanding? Out of the factors of 9, which is highest prime factor, that prime numbers is 3. Out of factors of 10, highest prime factor is 5. So in that f of 11, it is 11. Next f of 12, highest prime factor is 3. And again next f of 13, highest prime factor is 13 itself. Now, so these 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 are domain values. Why? Because we are substituting instead of the function. After substituting function, what we are getting? 3, 5, 11, 3, 13. So that is nothing but range. What is range? Obtained values. What are those? 3, 5, 11 and again 3. But 3 repeated already once. So no need to write. And again 13. So this is the range of the given function. So easily we can find the problems of relations and functions if you analyze the question and understand how to imagine the obtained values. So by this you can score very good marks through relations and functions. So today there will be no assignment, but I will send a soft copy of this entire chapter, relations and functions, textbook copy I will send. In that, from problem 1 to last, if you have any single doubt you can ask, right? Enjoy the evening. Have a nice day.